Coach with the elimination of the interim tag, and we are welcoming in Coach Mark Carney of Kent State. How does that sound, by the way, Coach, to hear no longer interim? I got to be honest, it was getting annoying saying it on TV, and I was doing a game with Doc Holliday. He's a running back from the Memphis area, and I told him this isn't going to be interim much longer after your win last week. So how does it feel? How does it sound?
It's been an exciting 24, 48 hours. I haven't slept a ton, getting it all done, but super cool moment yesterday, to get the opportunity to lead a college football program, in the place you grew up is pretty special.
Kent State new football coach Mark Carney joining us on the show. When you had to take over as interim, what did you tell the players? What was the first thing you told them?
Let's be better. Kent State deserves better. We're better than what the narrative is. Let's focus on improvement, and they've taken it to heart and have done that. So really proud of their response in a challenging moment.
All right. Well, how long, Coach, had these discussions been taking place? Were you even a part of these discussions? I mean, every coach has an agent, and we're hearing a lot more about their power throughout college football, especially with what's been happening around the news cycle in college sports. So were you a part of these conversations at all? Like, how does this go down?
Yeah, I mean, really, when it initially took place, and I got the opportunity to lead starting in April, I just took it as, hey, this is a 7-month interview, and we talked about, hey, doing a search potentially after the season, and my whole goal was to make sure it was very, very obvious and evident that I was the right guy for the job, and really leave them no choice. And I feel like we've done that. Did you
think of this as an opportunity? Because, I mean, you're from the Cleveland area. It's like, man, you don't want to have to leave. You kind of got it back where you're at again. So did you have any more pressure on you to be able to go out and attain this job personally?
No, pressure, exact opposite. I had more support and felt more love from family and community, and it made it really easy. This is home. I think we had 44 tickets for the Bowling Green game last Saturday. Mom and family and cousins and their kids, and it's been really, really cool.
Mark Carney, new head coach, Kent State Flashes. So you take over a team, and you have all this, the bunch of guys that don't know, are they staying, are they going when you get elevated, or at least have the interim tag, and then next thing you know, You've got to come up with not only a roster when it comes to quarterbacks and a depth chart, but you hire a defensive coordinator, elevated defensive coordinator, like basically a few weeks before the season starts, and you're staring at that losing streak that everybody is talking about in the most negative way possible. And were you sitting there thinking, yeah, we can end this, and not only that, we can build on this? Like, did you truly believe it at the time?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I think, none of us are need to let circumstances dictate our behavior or response, right? And if you want something, be honest about where you are currently and what it's going to take to get you there. And we did. We were very honest with one another about what it would take to kind of flip the script and change the narrative. And haven't been talking about it a lot since. We just put it into work and done it.
Recruiting wise, what have you done to kind of set up your map that's been different from coaches in the past?
When you look at the history and tradition here at Kent State, the best teams, were always built from Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, at a 2-3 hour radius around campus. And being a Northeast Ohio native, I know how important high school football is. I'm actually sitting in the parking lot of a high school football program right now. It means something here, and to keep the best in Northeast Ohio is certainly going to be a challenge, but we're ready for it.
Mark Carney joining us on the show. Why do you think some of the coaches in the area over the past, 20 years, it seems, have been kind of shying away, where it's like, hey, I know there's burners in Texas and Florida, but we got athletes here too, and it's a high football IQ kid that comes out of Northeast Ohio, that comes out of the state of Ohio, and you said Western Pennsylvania as well, and it's like, if they know how to run your system, if the other ones are confused, you're still going to win.
Yeah, no, I think that's the nature of the beast in college football anymore. Is you got really a year, right? I don't care how long the contract says. It's a year-to-year deal, and to take the opportunity and take the challenge of development, is really hard for some people. But we're going to go about that differently. We're going to recruit the best players in this area, and they're going to have the opportunity to come to Kent State and play early. Our track record of playing young guys, in their first years has been pretty good. We're going to continue that trend.
Who have you heard from? I always love these stories from coaches because you guys are so well-traveled. You've been everywhere. You've had to do every job. And here you are as a head coach now of a university. So who have you heard from?
A lot of people, man. This college coaching journey for me has been pretty crazy. Starting at Fordham University, my alma mater, and traveling up and down the East Coast from division to division, level to level. I got a pretty broad net, and it's been really, really cool to hear from a lot of different people. But a lot of unread texts. So if you've texted me and I haven't responded, that's on me.
All right, now you've got a football game coming up. Like when people get jobs, sometimes they get 6 months, sometimes they get a few months, sometimes you get a few weeks to really celebrate. You said you haven't got a lot of sleep, and I noticed you had some players in the locker room thinking they were going to get off without having to practice when this announcement came down, and you were clearly like tunnel vision, like full speed ahead. We got a game to get ready for in Ball State.
Yeah, no, it was never the goal, of anybody in that locker room for Mark Carney to be the head football coach. I think, this is a byproduct of, our habits and what we've been doing daily. And you're right. There's no rest for, the people on the mission, and the mission hasn't changed. The mission hasn't been accomplished yet. We're going to continue to improve, and we've got 4 more opportunities to do that this year, and looking forward to every single one of them.
Coach Mark Carney joining us, Kent State football. All right, final one from me. You're from Northeast Ohio. You went to Ed's, correct?
Yes, sir.
How would you fix the Browns?
We got to find a quarterback. I think, whenever you're good at any level of football, it starts at that position. And, starts there. Got to find a QB.
All right, Coach. Well, yeah, St. Ed's grad. I got a chance to talk to you throughout the year. We're so excited for you. By the way, 3-0 in Kent State games that I have been on the call.
I know. We got to get you back.
Well, you've got Schumacher and Dustin Fox.
Yeah, we got Foxy
next Wednesday. So look forward to that, and hopefully you can keep the good thing going. Because I can tell you right now, there were some people at Dick's Stadium on that Saturday that were there to see Eddie George, and I think when they left, they were thinking more about Kent State, which that's got to really underscore the positive momentum you guys are building right there at Kent State.
Yeah, no, it was an exciting win on Saturday. Bowling Green's a place that I spent a couple of years in my career, and Coach George is doing an outstanding job. But I look forward to a couple more sideline opportunities against them.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Let's do this again. Thanks.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, head coach. New head coach. No interim tag anymore. Mark Carney with Kent State.